Hi, it's time for this week's Why Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about why runners should strength train. So for a long time, and if you go back and read some running books or some even run coaching certification classes, they will teach you that you need to run, which is very true. Nothing makes you better at something than actually doing the thing, right? It's called the law of specificity. So the more you run, the better at running you'll become. Pretty much like in anything else. If you want to be a better salesperson, you need to go out and practice selling. If you want to be a better cyclist, you need to actually get on the bike and do the cycling, right? If you want to be a better parent, you need to get down with your kids and do the parenting thing. It's with anything. With running, yes, you need to do the running. But they've also found that for a lot of us recreational runners, newer studies have come out and found that we need to do other things in addition to the running because we're not being taught to run by coaches from the time we're 12. We're not coached through every aspect. A lot of us, if you're like me, decide one day to pick up running because it seems cheap and easy and all you need is a pair of shoes. And most of us start running with not very good shoes that whatever we have in our closets. I think my first pair of running shoes was a pair of used Nikes from the thrift store when I was in college. So many things in that sentence I won't do again, but back to the point. Because a lot of us recreational runners start running later in life, we just start running, right? We either follow a Couch to 5K sort of plan or a walk run plan, something like the Become a Runner program that I coach with another mother runner, and we go do the thing. So newer studies are finding that when you're a recreational runner like that, you can't just run more to get better. 20 miles a week, sure. 40 miles a week, sure. But after that, there's a tipping point where if you just keep running more 60, 80, 100-mile weeks, it's a little bit excessive for most of us, but you get my point, right? That if you just keep running more, there's a point of diminishing returns where you start seeing burnout, you start seeing increased risk of injury, almost guaranteed injury. You start seeing, you stop seeing the progress. So your paces aren't getting faster anymore. You're not feeling as comfortable running longer distances. So your endurance suffers, all of those things. And that is why we need to strength train. So the newer studies in the field are proving that if you add strength training to your running, not in place of, but to your running program, you see a decreased risk of injury. You see improved running form, which makes your biomechanics better, which increases your endurance and your pace. So all of those things work together to make you a faster, stronger, more agile runner, and it means you can go farther. So that is why runners should strength train. Like I talked about last week, as with all things in running, it depends. Some people, some runners can go build up to 60-mile weeks with no running and are totally fine. If you are an injury-prone runner like me, then you're gonna hit that 20-mile a week and start feeling stuff just isn't right. If I don't strength train, my form gets terrible because I'm overcompensating for weird things that are happening in my body. It just depends on who you are and what type of runner you are, what your goals are, how much you need to strength train and where that mileage break is. But you should be doing some sort of strength training. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be all consuming. 20 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week is a great place to start and probably all most people need, but you need to be doing something to see those gains. I was just reading a study that said that adding a 20-minute squat routine only change over the course of 8 weeks improved runners' endurance and their speed by 5%, which is huge when that's all you do is to add 20-minute squats twice a week, like a program. It's totally worth it in my book, right? If you have any questions about this, please, please, please let me know. You can find me on Instagram or at my website. I'm Miss Adventures of a Marathoner on either.